Hi, how are you all doing? This is Lee Gerstmann. I've decided to do a video because people are talking about the end of the road and Kiss, and they're going to be doing maybe a little over 30 shows. Maybe it might be 60 before the year runs out. Who knows? But what I want to say is people are now talking about the thing where Gene Simmons had said, I talked to Ace and Peter and invited him multiple times, and they decided that they don't want to do it. Okay, I believe that. I also believe that Ace Frehley and Peter Criss still don't always have the best judgment. But that doesn't necessarily mean Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons have better judgment. They might have equal judgment, and it's not the best. But now here is where I'm going to give you my opinion of it. First, if you were to ask me, do you think that Ace and Peter should have accepted being on the last show? The answer is yes. I do think they should have accepted. I do think that they should have got what they wanted if they asked for a certain amount. Now, with that being said, do you ask me, do I think you should have attended the show? That's where my opinion differs. I do not think that you should attend the show. I think you should attend the show if you're either between the ages of 6 or 8 years old and you've never seen Kiss, and you are with your parents and you want to say, I saw this exciting group called Kiss. I didn't know any of the songs, but they looked like a circus. And I was happy. Yes, I think the show should have maybe 200 kids between 6 or 8 with their parents in attendance to make sure that everything is fine and that the kids and the parents get home safely. But for the regular people who like to watch Kiss and all that, I personally think only an idiot would want to see them now, because Gene and Paul both don't perform well. They are older, they're tired. It's not going to be a thing where they'll meet the fans afterwards, unless you have maybe a meet and greet, but I don't even think that that's going to happen on this show. I think it's mostly, it's tabloid stuff. It's stuff where you'll have people be like, oh wow, I hear about this, so I need to go to it. If you're that dumb where you feel like you need to go to that show, then do it. I won't invite you to any of my parties. I won't talk to you more than saying hello before walking quickly if I see you down the street. But hey, if you're that kind of fan who wants to pay that kind of money for the show, then that's your choice, not mine. But now here is where I will tell you why I think that way. I think that even if Ace and Peter could play up to par, they have to play according to how Gene and Paul are playing, and they have to do it in accordance with the whole band. And the whole band is slower. They are not with as much verve or excitement as they used to be. They are watching what they do. The reason why they're stopping, I would say, is because they know that they can't really do it much anymore. The set list is very predictable. They don't jam like other groups do. If you were to get even 1 or 2 minutes of a jam session in a Kiss show now, that would be generous. So, should Paul or Gene invite Ace or Peter to the show and pay them what they want? I would say yes, as a sort of punishment to Gene and Paul for being very bland now, and I think it would be apropos to give Ace and Peter that money in order to have them see hardly anyone show up to the show. I think that it's at that point. I think that the club bands that I see are much better. I think it's pathetic how people want to pay a hell of a lot of money to see a big band when they won't even go to club shows that are a lot better, where the bands actually go to meet the fans and appear at the merch table. I think that it's just a consumerist thing where you pay more for a TV dinner than you will for a street vendor giving you fresh food. That's how I see it. So, I think that will Kiss possibly be doing something different for the last show? I'm thinking to myself, you know what? It might be slightly better than that Dubai thing. Kiss will probably offer a video for the very last show, and they might decide to actually give people the video if they pay for it. But you had the fiasco with the Dubai episode. You had it where it started without the introduction. It was all screwed up. I think Kiss is more concerned about what they sound like professionally with the ear monitors and the backing tracks than they are with doing a real show again. And that they're not concerned so much with what it will look like when it's on YouTube. They're only concerned with what it will look like for the fans who show up. And the fans who show up will pay a lot of money for the tickets. And this has always been the case. Any band who I've seen who charges more than $25 for a ticket will not show up at the merch table. So the more money you pay for a show, the less possibly you'll see the person performing after the show. That's simply true. Even by a penny or by a dollar of difference. So I would be interested in hearing if Kiss came out with new music. I would listen to it just to see what it's like. but I won't go to a Kiss show unless someone paid for my ticket and it was close to me, and afterwards we had a dinner on them, that they paid for a dinner and then we had a fun time after. Yeah, I'd go. Only because if my friend was like, hey, I'm so excited to see Kiss and I'm willing to pay for your dinner and I just want to see them with you, would you go? Sure. But I would only go under those conditions. I would not pay to see them. And I would not necessarily enjoy the show. To me, it would be like going to a party to meet some cool people and the host is an obnoxious a-hole. But I have to talk to him a little bit because he's the guy who put the party on to begin with. But I'm generally not there for him. I'm there for the people. Except in this case, I wouldn't meet any people at the Kiss show who I would want to talk to later. I might meet some people who only want to talk about Kiss, but I can have that on Facebook. I don't need to meet people to do that. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't think it's worthwhile for anybody to see the show. I think that you're better off paying for new music and club dates with groups who are starting out, who are really good, who you can meet, instead of greasing up more of the bread with more butter for the already fat, rich rock stars who maybe you wanted to experience seeing them. You can see them by printing up a picture of them and having it on your wall. Unless you meet them personally, I think that it really doesn't matter. The energy of the show doesn't matter. Well, it did back in the day. But now the energy of the show is only going to be everybody yelling, Kiss, Kiss. It's not going to be a good show. I can pretty much guarantee it. So, do I think that you should see either Ace or Peter live if they come to your town? I will say again, only if they're at the merch table. I do not think you should pay a hell of a lot of money to see them because, hey, I don't think that the shows will be worth the amount of money that you're paying. If you get a steak for $100 and it tastes great as a $20 steak, you should instead get a $20 steak. Don't pay the extra just because the chef who made it is a name brand, but he's now older and he doesn't cook like he used to. I'm thinking if you want to support Ace and Peter, or even Gene and Paul, give them money on PayPal. Ask them what their PayPal is and give them money. If that's what you want to do, that's essentially what you'll be doing if you go to a Kiss show, is you'll just be paying them money. You're not going to get the kind of show you want. And even if it is the kind of show you want, then you deserve to go. You deserve to pay for 2 tickets and only use 1 because you are idiotic enough to think that the show will be good. So yeah, do I think Ace and Peter should go to the show and perform? Yes. But do I think anybody should pay for a ticket? Only the people who are willing to take their 6 or 8-year-old children. That's my take. Cheers, everybody. Bye.